I'm here to review another book. Very interesting and intriguing, and an unusual title. How I Sold My Soul, A Man's Journey by Amanda Akoko Clinton, another amazing young woman. Hello and welcome to the Breakfast Show, Friday edition. I love your red.
Good morning, I love your red.
So tell me, it sounds like a dark, title for a book with a white cover.
It was deliberately dark, but I think, when you did the introduction at the beginning, you really hit the book on the nail in terms of saying that we all sell our souls in different ways. Sometimes we willingly give it. I think the whole point of the book is that we sell our souls in life, in terms of working too hard, sold into earthly systems where we can't really take it anywhere, where mortal must gather. Rather, we should be building our spiritual currency to take to heaven, because that's the only place that our souls will last.
So, Amanda, tell me about you. What is your background? How did you get here?
How did I get here? Well, I'm half Ghanaian, half Sierra Leonean.
Okay.
And I trained as a barrister in London, and I'm also a qualified barrister here.
Okay.
And this is my first novel, so I just...
This is your first one.
Yeah.
And what motivated this? Because it's based in the London scene.
It is.
Where you have the inns, the four inns, the Gray's Inn, Lincoln, and then
Middle and Inner Temple.
and then Inner Temple.
Yeah.
The four inns. And I'm proud that you have great interest because, you're associated with City, where you also did
My master's.
your master's degree as well. But why?
Why was title?
So, yes.
Well, I didn't
Not just the title, but
the
why
concept.
the concept here.
The concept. Well, the concept entered my head in 2006 when I was staying at Mecklenburg Square, which is like postgrad residence, and all these students from all over the world stay there. And there was this young Russian student called Anton, and he essentially told me that he sold his soul for £1 million, and I completely didn't believe him. To some extent, I still don't believe him, but just the look on his face when he said, when you sell your soul, you get £1 million, and he got £1 million in his bank account the next day, was the only time I kind of believed him. So I've always had the concept of writing a story about a man who sells his soul. But I didn't want him to be Russian, I wanted him to be English.
Right.
And as soon as I joined the church in Accra, Asbijanwa, I joined the choir, just thinking I was doing my bit because I've never done anything within the church in terms of ministry. As soon as I joined the choir, the book just poured out of me. So I really think it was spiritually led.
Right.
And I've been blessed in being able to finish it.
Because I'm thinking, in September, a friend of mine took me to all the inns, because I was saying he's also Gray's Inn trained, so I heard stories from him about Gray's Inn, and I have another friend there, Alpha, who is at Gray's Inn. So I went to Gray's Inn, I went to Lincoln, I went to the other inns, and there's some kind of aura. There's something, some mystic kind of thing. Sometimes even walking through the various lanes and streets and the various churches in there, you kind of, we're talking about Da Vinci Code. The church that we're talking about is actually at the Gray's Inn. So I'm just wondering,
it's like a different world.
Something that it's a different world.
It is a different world. And I capture that in the first chapter, where the main character is walking on Fleet Street. There's all this noise and bustling, and then this massive black door. And if you don't know it's to enter, if you're not a barrister, you're not a tourist looking for Temple Church, the Da Vinci Code, you'll see this massive door. The door is wide open, but you wouldn't enter it because there's nothing for you to go in there for. And then as soon as you enter it, you won't be able to even hear a pin drop.
It's so quiet.
It's so quiet. And it's so mysterious. And, so that's, I found that once I was doing pupillage as well. So I think that's why I use that as a scene to capture my character, who's also a barrister.
Do things happen there?
Well, I think you'd have to read my book to find out more.
Do things happen at these inns? Because, especially at the Lincoln Inn as well, you see these structures with, tall, sometimes you think it's a church, I mean, it's quiet, where even the barristers, the experienced acknowledged one, where they eat, and it's something.
There's a very Masonic feel about it. Even, the higher you rise as a barrister in England and Wales, you get a title called Master of the Inn.
Right.
You know, all these titles, etc. So I compare in the book how I sold my soul, how, you know, we have all these earthly systems and
Right.
earthly masters, and even as a member of the Illuminati, my character, Mr. Man,
Mm.
you know, he wants to gain even more money, even more wealth. But
Right.
where is he going to take it to
Mm.
when ultimately it's his soul that has to take him to eternity? So, you know, like it says in the Bible, why store up for yourself, you know, treasure on
Yeah,
earth?
because some of the words that you use as well, like for example, kinship, the I future, you know, some of the terms, you know, kind of dark terms you use and all
Yeah.
that. You wonder where you got all that from.
A lot of research, because I mean, my strength as a barrister, I think I have two strengths. The first is advocacy, the second is research. So it was great that I wrote this book without having any preconceived ideas about New World Orders or anything like that. It was just, I have a character, I have to have something to work with,
Right.
and I need to do that. So I literally researched, got more confirmation, and then put it in the book. And the book literally wrote itself after I joined the choir. So that's why I'm so excited about it. I really think it's spiritually led. And even though the title is extremely dark, How I Sold My Soul, I just think it's ultimately a spiritual book because, you know, I wrote the book under Our Father's house.
Because it is spiritual, you know, how to sell your soul. It is spiritual, you
Yeah.
know, so it's a spiritual title as
Yeah.
well, you know. But what is the import of this? What kind of impact do you want to make with this book?
Well, basically, I've set up a company called Our Father's House, which the book is published under, and it's on, you know, various platforms, including, you know, radio, TV, books, etc. So ultimately, what I'm trying to do is to just build God's spiritual house by using a variety of platforms in order to really impact and really do so in like a 21st century kind of way, because I just think so many people are, you know, sort of tired of the same old church or church within a structure, and, you know, we don't believe what our priests say, we're not convinced because of our morals as we see in the newspapers, etc. So I really just want to do things in a 21st century class kind of way, and one way of doing that is a very dark character who happens to battle with himself and battle with God in order to finally get deliverance, which is my ultimate message, basically.
Okay, now chapter 42, the door of no return. You write, I blended when I opened my eyes. I was in a very old-fashioned library that I had visited once during the vocational course. It was a law library attached to the Four Courts building in Dublin 7, where Irish barristers manage their legal practice in the library instead of having private chambers. And then you go down as like, given how many souls had passed through the spot, perhaps it was a fitting place to hold a panel meeting. However, the irony of the situation had not escaped me. The panel was in essence made up of 7 women seated on a long bench with a table in front of them and what looked like the wind behind them. Should I be afraid? I asked my guide. Not a man like you, my guide said without looking at me. Who are they? I asked, curious about the 3 black women and 4 white women sitting in front of me, who varied in age, stature, and style. Now, you want me to continue? You need to get the book and read for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, why women?
Women, because in Mr. Man's life, he uses women as a tool. From his wife to, he even visits prostitutes, he just uses women as a tool, and even the cases he has, they're all against women. And some people say that, how could you write such a story against women? And then they'll get to the end. But ultimately, what I'm trying to do is that women have so much power and so much strength. And, you know, in the 21st century, we're like, oh, we can wear what we want, we can do what we want, and we have so much power, but we really don't in terms of, you know, more and more people aren't getting married, we don't have our freedoms. And this man is just using women as a tool. So in the end, his panel is made up of 7 women from the Bible from the old school. And they all look different, and we're there to help God make his decision as to where his soul ends up. So it was a sort of a very subtle tool I was using to just impact that, you know, women, we have so much power, and just because we have newfound freedoms, it doesn't necessarily mean that we should utilize it. And Mr. Man faces that when his panel is in fact convened by 7 women.
Right, interesting reading and interesting facts, and when you read it, you'll be shocked, you'll be amazed. It's fiction, but I see a lot of, you know, you know, facts and actualities, the realities here. as well. So where can we get this book tomorrow?
In the Afrikiko complex, a place called Des Amis. Melting Moments, hopefully soon to be Shell and the Malcolm branches. And I'm also going to have some people standing out on the streets, Tetakwashi, etc., with our Father's House t-shirts on, probably from tonight, selling the books, and it goes for 20 CDs, which is not a lot of money when you think about it. It's a manual how to save your soul.
More than 20 CDs, you know that it's not right. It's 20 CDs.
It is 20 CDs, so if they sell it to you on the street for that price, that's how much it is. But it's literally, they'll be wearing t-shirts with our Father's House on it, and it's a great book, and it's told through the eyes of a man, and it took a lot of research, a lot of work, and I'm extremely proud of it. So I hope you go out and buy my book, How I Sold My Soul.
All right, wish you the best of luck. So this is the book, How I Sold My Soul, a man's journey. It's both for women and for men. For men who think they can use women, you need to read. For men who think money is everything, and for women who also think that men are everything. It's something that you need to read. So go get your copy and read. Once again, I say this to my friends. This is not mine. It's for my boss. You and I need to go and buy one for ourselves to read. My friends are, anytime I review a book, they rush to me. Oh, I need to read it after you. Go get yours. See. Thank you so much, Amanda. I wish you the best of luck and well done. Amazing story there. So this is the Breakfast Show Friday edition. A lot to take in on a Friday, morning like this. But entertainment is next. You get to smile and laugh a bit. We'll be back.
Yaba crap, when you all the issue, prostate cancer. Them ye big kawa.